I am back home from this year's FrightFest, and I was super lucky to see 10 of this year's selection of movies, and I just thought I'd share a little bit more about each one with you. This year's opening movie was Broken Bird by Joanne Mitchell. I have already shared my thoughts on this movie because I absolutely loved it. There is a post, if you go back a couple of posts, that shares more information about this, but I loved this film. This was a bit of me. It was whimsical, dark, funny, disturbing, almost like if Amelie was a really weird mortician. But yeah, check out my post for more information on this one. But I love this one. This was a fantastic choice for an opening movie. Next movie I got to see was Ant Timpson. I probably said that wrong. I do apologise. That is Irish for The Ghost. This is the first ever Irish language horror movie ever made, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. It was the first movie shown on Friday, so it was a brilliant way to kick off the day. The movie follows a father and daughter who are taking on a caretaker role at a mansion over the winter, set in 1852, and things get spooky and a bit unhinged from there on out. I really enjoyed this movie. I did find quite a few of the ghosty scares quite predictable. If you're a seasoned horror watcher, a lot of the beats played out quite predictably, but there were so many points that I did not expect that really made me jump out of my skin and made me feel really on edge and unsettled. The last 10 minutes of the film were especially tense and just wild. And it was really lovely to hear the Irish language in a film. I noticed lots of the words sounded quite similar to Welsh. So I would definitely like to check out more films in Irish, and I'm definitely trying to check out more films that are in Welsh as well. The next film I got to see was Bookworm. This wasn't a horror film, and it was quite a surprising addition to the lineup. I was sold on going to see it just because Elijah Wood was in it, not realising that Ant Timpson was the director, which is why I think it made its way onto the FrightFest roster of films, along with being just an absolutely fantastic film. This is actually a family-friendly film. Elijah Wood plays a father who meets his daughter for the very first time after her mum has an accident, and they go on a camping adventure together. The little girl in the film, Nell Fisher, I didn't realise until I was watching it, is actually the little girl from Evil Dead Rise, and she is amazing. She's just absolutely fantastic. This film was utterly delightful. I didn't expect it to just be as funny and heartwarming and as enjoyable as it was. I found myself trying really hard not to cry by the end. It was just so lovely, and just a huge change of pace for watching FrightFest movies. I absolutely loved it. This is one I'll be able to take my daughter to go and see, and I can't wait to watch it again. I want to get this on Blu-ray as well. It was just so lovely, and Michael Smiley was in it. Taibhse, he was absolutely great as well. It's a really small cast. I can't tell you how much I love this film. And Ellie, if you're watching, this film was terrible. Everything was awful about it. You didn't miss anything good at all. Next movie I saw was Hauntology, and yes, I am placing myself so that I'm wearing the top hat. This is a really fun anthology movie directed by Parker Brennon, which I especially loved because it tells queer stories, which is something we need to see a lot more representation of in horror. I will share some more thoughts about this movie a little bit closer to the release date, but I just wanted to add it to my video as one to keep your eyes peeled for. Next up is Cara by Hayden Hewitt. I will be completely honest, I didn't pay enough attention to this movie. It started off really well and I was really invested, but I was super tired, and I didn't pay as much attention as this film deserves. But what I will say is I'm going to watch it again because it deserves a second watch. I was definitely invested enough to give it another go. FrightFest is a slog. an enjoyable slog, but there are a lot of movies. It's a long weekend. And sometimes you're just too tired to enjoy movies as much as you should do. So I'm definitely going to give this a watch again. Elle O'Hara, who plays Cara, was absolutely brilliant. She is an incredible lead for this movie. And Lawrence R. Harvey is in it, who I absolutely love. He's just brilliant in everything. He's also in this movie. So those two actors alone are a huge selling point for this movie. So I absolutely will be watching it again. When I do, I will give you my updated thoughts, because I really think this is a good movie to watch out for, and it's getting released next year. So I will definitely give you my proper, more awake thoughts on this movie once I've watched it again. Next then was St. Clair, which I've already done a video waxing lyrical about. Go check it out for more of my thoughts about this movie, but this is great. I'm not going to extol its virtues again, but this is definitely one I recommend you check out. It's really good. Really liked it. And then Monday, I was really lucky to see 4 movies in one day. My favourite of the day was Schlitter, Evil in the Woods. This is a French movie. I didn't know anything about this one. It wasn't on my radar, but the premise sounded very interesting. This was brutal, super dark, very French. We love that. This was a fantastic movie. A Schlitter is what you can see here, a sledge used for wood by lumberjacks. This was, like I said, super dark and disturbing. Massive recommendation for this one. Like I said, it wasn't on my radar and it completely blew me away. I love this one. Catch this one when you can. The next film I saw was Charlotte, directed by Georgia Conlan. I'm still ruminating on this movie. There's a lot to digest, and I am really looking forward to seeing this a second time. I'll be completely honest, for the first hour or so of this movie, I was not enjoying it at all. Not because it wasn't well acted or well written, but it is very bleak and very dark. The eponymous Charlotte is running away from her abusive father. She turns up on the doorstep of a man called Roy, and there's a really unnerving relationship between them. But this movie is so clever. I don't want to say, oh, look out for the twist, because it unravels and it becomes clear as the story goes on rather than a shocking twist. It is so well done. So well done. I'm not going to say any more than that. This film sadly doesn't have distribution at the moment, so I'm really hoping that people have the opportunity to see this, because this is such a well done movie that I can't wait to see again. FrightFest is great for showcasing shorts, and I got to see MLM, a new short from Brea Grant starring Barbara Crampton. This was so funny. I love this one. I'm not sure where you'll be able to get hold of it to watch it. Once I've finished recording all this, I'm going to have a look and pop some information in the video. But this was great. It was so funny. It is something we all recognise, and as somebody who does Instagram and TikTok, I cringed a lot at watching this movie. My self-awareness was at its peak, but this was great. Really loved this one. This was before Agatha, which I'll talk about in a sec. So Agatha, this was one that was really on my list of things to watch. However, I am not sure what to make of this. This is a movie directed by, I'm looking at the names, Roland, Becerra and Kelly Bigelow. This is a 1 hour long film that mixes live action and animation. And I didn't realise until the introduction for the film that sadly Kelly Bigelow died a few months ago. She was supposed to come for the premiere at the festival, so that's just incredibly sad that she didn't get to come and see people watch this film. It follows somebody with a terminal illness who is looking for a cure, and it's a sort of series of events with the next door neighbour, and the story unravels. I cannot profess to have a bloody clue what was happening in this movie, but it looks amazing and it sounds amazing. I know this had really great reviews, so I think this was another case of me being too tired to follow and appreciate what was going on. But I really want to see it again. I was chatting to somebody, hi Graham, who's seen this 3 times now, so it's clearly a me issue. So this is one I'm looking forward to digging into a little bit more, finding out a little bit more about the story and the premise, and then rewatching just to see if I can follow a little bit more when, again, I'm a bit more awake, which is rare, so I've got to try and find an hour in the day that I'm awake. But I did like this one. I just didn't understand it. The last movie I saw at FrightFest was Scared Shitless, and for me, this was the perfect movie to close off my weekend. I only saw this one because my friend Ellie really wanted to see it because she loves Stephen Ogg, who's in it. And I'm so glad I got to see it. It was so funny and just the perfect movie to watch with a FrightFest crowd. It was sold out, I think. It was a full house, and everybody was just roaring laughing. It was so funny. It was brilliantly acted. They were practical effects. As you can see, this lovely little monster. The movie follows 2 plumbers who get called out to an apartment building. There's a problem with the toilet. Turns out this genetically modified little monster gets into the plumbing, and as you can imagine, chaos ensues. Hilarious movie. I just loved this so much. I was so glad I managed to catch it before I made my way home. It was brilliant. This is one that I'd recommend to anybody who likes comedy horror and appreciates practical effects. It was just brilliantly acted. It was just perfection. It was so good, and it sets itself up for a sequel. So I'm hoping, please, can we get a sequel to this movie, because I loved this. It was so much fun. There are so many movies at FrightFest that I missed, either due to timing or because I was on shift and I couldn't watch any movies at the time. So I will probably put together a little list of movies that are top on my list to catch as soon as I can. I will use the movie list as a watch list to try and get through everything. If it's been selected by FrightFest, there's a good chance it's an absolute banger. But I will share my top picks of what I want to see. So hopefully, in amongst these movies, you found something that you'd like to watch. And if you do see any of them, please let me know. Hopefully my recommendations will send you their way. But please enjoy, and thank you again, FrightFest, for just a lush weekend. I had a lovely time volunteering. I'm still exhausted. I still have so many movies I want to see, but as always, absolutely brilliant time.